The Arcturian Group, July 9, 2017. By Marilyn Raffaele. Homepage, www.onenessofall.com. Dear ones, once again we reach out in love to bless, heal, and inform all who wish it. In this time of strife and confusion, you must learn to rest in and live out from the highest level of your consciousness. Many of you are being tested, so to speak, not by God, who knows only His own infinite completeness, but by yourselves. You are being faced with a choice: do I really believe what I know of truth, or do I not? Based on images and news, I should be afraid, but based on the truth I know within, why should I react to the outer scene if it is illusion? There is, never has been, nor ever can be real death. These words will sound shocking to some, but need to be considered by anyone serious about their spiritual evolution. Either God is, or God isn't. We would speak of love as emotion. Oneness is experienced on the human level, as a form of connection. It has over time come to be interpreted in hundreds of different ways, according to individual states of consciousness. Because of beliefs in separation, this connecting energy has come to be selective, and present only with certain people. In the human scene, the attraction or aversion a person may feel toward another usually has to do with mutual, past life experiences, the unconscious yet active, cellular memory energy of some interaction with, or knowledge of a person from another time. This is the source of what is called karma. Karma is not irreversible punishment for some past action as many believe, but is rather the presence of old energies still active and needing to be cleared. Karma is believed by many to be some sort of payback, because as energy seeks to align with like energy, it will seem like that is what is happening. Karmic resolution between two people happens automatically, when one or both evolve and begin to live from a higher state of consciousness, in which the lower resonating energies no longer exist. Having only belief in them and no law to support them, they simply are no longer exist. However, there remain many not yet able to resolve and clear old energy at this higher level. Those living fully in third-dimensional belief system do not understand energy and karma, and so seek to resolve karmic interpersonal issues according to their concepts and beliefs, often through violent action or angry confrontation. This only serves to continue and activate a karmic situation which at some point in some lifetime will need to be cleared. This is easily observed as world chaos. Everyone, spiritually awake or not, is experiencing the intensity of the light frequencies pouring onto Earth at this time. These higher resonating energies are exposing and bringing to conscious awareness personal and collective energies that must be cleared in order to integrate the higher frequencies. Powerful and sacred energies are being experienced on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, serving to draw all who are ready towards awakening into self-empowerment. Those who thrive on the ignorance of others do not like this, and so continue to broadcast and promote the illusion. Be awake, dear ones. The spiritual journey will often draw law of attraction, people into relationships and situations that they really don't like. They begin to question, what was I thinking? Most are unaware that the like energy that created the situation was energy stored and active in cellular memory from the past. However, in this powerful time of transition, rather than being karmic, many unpleasant situations are the perfect unfolding of a pre-birth contract, created and agreed upon by all involved, for purposes of completing any remaining lessons and resolving all old issues in preparation for ascension. In order to bring resolution to certain deeply embedded old energies, A soul will frequently choose to be born into a family that reflects the issue. This serves to activate it, not allowing the individual to ignore or bury it deeply, as they have done in previous lifetimes. Example, someone who has been deeply involved in a belief system or religion lifetime after lifetime, but who feels that they are ready to move beyond it, will choose a family still active in that particular belief system so they can practice it, then evaluate, and finally leave it. A person who has been devalued and abused in other lifetimes will often choose to incarnate into an abusive family in order to activate his low self-esteem and finally rise above it, empowering himself. These types of decisions are made pre-birth, and with the help of guides making sure that the person is now strong and evolved enough to address and clear something they may have carried through lifetimes. Everyone creates a lesson contract before incarnating, one that will bring together the right people at the right time for the situations necessary to resolve whatever old concepts and beliefs they are ready to release. The higher self orchestrates the necessary parts of the puzzle, bringing everything together at the appropriate time, in order to activate the lessons chosen. Individuals unaware of pre-birth planning will seek escape through whatever means are available, unaware of how to meet the particular situation on a higher level. These situations can exist between parent and child, siblings, husband and wife, relatives, neighbors, friends and acquaintances, and even localities. Awareness of the truth of being does not mean you cannot or do not help those who are struggling, but means that as you do it you are able to see beyond the appearances and help from levels of compassion, not sympathy. So you see, in reality there are no accidents and no victims, although it certainly seems that way to human eyes, and especially to those having the experience. Each and every soul is on a spiritual journey toward awakening into the truth of self as self, even those totally unaware and disinterested in this fact. There are no exceptions, because everyone is the manifestation of the divine, nothing else exists. It is important never to remain in a dangerous situation, believing that you are being spiritual and are resolving something on a higher level. The others involved may be simply unable to align in any way with higher ways of resolution. Always trust your intuition. Karmic connections can be cleared when only one person is willing, both are not needed. When the willing participant chooses to no longer engage not so much in anger, but in the sense of love energy, he lifts himself out of the old resonance, no longer in alignment with it. This is often done by those with no conscious awareness of deep spiritual truth, but who have attained a state of consciousness that automatically guides them toward meeting situations on new and higher levels. It is only by choosing to remain in, and feed some false belief that karmic situations continue. Without energy to hold them in place, they simply dissolve. If the other person or persons choose to continue in the beliefs, it does not affect the one who has chosen to move on unless they re-engage. It is important to clear the energy cords that form from experiences of intense good and bad between people. Many carry cords to certain people from lifetime to lifetime, resulting in a bondage of sort to that person. It often takes place between a parent and child, lovers, family members, and friends as well as enemies. Energy cords can be easily removed by stating your intention to do so, asking your guides for help, and in a quiet uninterrupted time visualize your hands filled with light, going into your solar plexus chakra, and gently removing any cords. Then lovingly hand them back to the other person, and fill the empty space with golden light. A spiritually evolved energy worker can also do cord removal for you, but always use your intuition when seeking out a person for energy work. Choose someone of a higher resonance who works from an evolved level of awareness, and not one who has learned the techniques, but does not yet have a good understanding and consciousness of the truth behind them. Emotions are a large and confusing part of life lived in third-dimensional energy. Sexual attraction has come to mean love. Dislike has come to mean another person is somehow less. Confusion regarding negative emotions often sends people to therapists, where they frequently analyze and more deeply embed them, rather than getting to the core of whatever beliefs have created them. This does not mean you cannot seek this type of help if you are guided to it, nor does it mean that therapists are not sincerely trying to assist people. Help is provided for all states of consciousness, on all levels, but for those spiritually ready for the deeper work, it can create spiritual delay, because you are no longer in alignment with much of the third-dimensional ideas and techniques they use. For those guided to seek the help of a therapist, ask to be guided to one of evolved consciousness. There are many out there, but they do not broadcast it. The taking of drugs to manage emotions simply serves to mask and push them deeper within, rather than allowing them to be understood and cleared. Unless really necessary, which they often are in the third-dimensional belief system, drugs should be avoided. All chemicals ingested affect the energy field, and a great deal of the information regarding drugs is based in greed and false concepts of normality. Drugs taken by choice promote a false sense of spirituality and wholeness, resulting in addiction, spiritual delay, and often the waste of a lifetime and planned lessons. For those awake to truth, it is important to keep the body clean and clear, creating an appropriate vessel for the integration of higher frequencies. Allow emotions to express, not resisting, hating, or being embarrassed to have them. Love them as facet of who you are at the time, recognizing that emotions serve to alert you to your belief system and stored cellular memory now ready to clear. You are no longer an unawakened human being if you are reading these messages, so stop thinking of yourselves in that way. You are well on your way toward ascension into higher dimensional frequencies, no longer seekers of truth. Your state of consciousness reflects outwardly. If you are experiencing a difficult situation with someone, something, or someplace, recognize it as a signal that something is trying to clear, some false belief you still hold. Ask yourself, what am I believing that is making me feel this way? This will point you to what it is that needs deeper examination. As we have stated many times, love is the energy of oneness, but is interpreted according one's individual state of consciousness. Every issue of daily living can be resolved, once it is understood that there is only one. This then allows you to recognize and clear any beliefs of separation you may still hold, making room for a new and more evolved state of consciousness to unfold. Do not expect that you will never again experience a reaction to someone who has hurt you, or that you are a spiritual failure because of it. Clearing and healing takes place as you open to truth about everyone's divinity, but within the density of physicality it takes time for the healing to fully integrate. Your inward or outward actions of unconditional love may never affect the actions and beliefs of another, so do not look to the problem people in your life to change. Their awakening is their job, not yours. As you grow in truth and awareness, you will discover that certain people and situations simply disappear out of your life. This is because you are no longer in alignment with the lower resonating words and actions involved that allowed you to be wounded. You are now able to let the heathen rage, while you live and move in the higher realities of love and truth. We are the Arcturian group,